They told you that you couldn't do it. They laughed when you dreamed. They doubted when you planned. They whispered behind your back when you failed. But what they didn't know, what they couldn't understand, is that every time they said you couldn't, you were building something inside of you that no one could see. You were building hunger. You were building heart. You were building the kind of power that doesn't show up when everything is easy. It shows up when everything is falling apart. So now it's time. It's time to prove them wrong. Listen to me. Proving them wrong isn't about ego. It's not about showing up. It's about showing the world what happens when a person refuses to quit. You see, the world is full of people who start, but very few who finish. Everybody wants success, but not everybody's willing to pay the price. Everybody wants to shine, but nobody wants to grind. You say you want to be great, but are you willing to go through the pain that greatness demands? Because success doesn't come when it's convenient. It comes when it hurts. You've got to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for somebody to clap for you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to push you. You got to push yourself. You've got to look in the mirror every morning and tell yourself, I'm not here to be average. I'm here to be phenomenal. When the alarm goes off and your body says sleep, you get up anyway. When your mind says quit, you keep going. That's the difference between those who dream and those who do. You think the people who doubted you matter. Don't. Once you reach that top, those same people who said you'd never make it, they're gonna ask how you did it. They'll say they believed in you all along. That's how life works. But don't do it for them. Do it for the kid inside of you who believed before anyone else did. Do it for every night you cried, every door that closed, every moment you thought about giving. When you wake up every day, you've got two choices. You can make excuses, or you can make progress. You can blame your past, or you can build your future. You can keep saying a one day, or you can make today that day. You don't need another motivational quote. You need discipline. You need consistency. You need that fire inside of you that says, I don't care how long it takes. I'm not leaving without what I came for. You see, most people give up when they're tired. The great ones, they give up when they're done. The average person stops when it hurts. The successful person keeps going because they understand that pain is part of the process. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But greatness was never meant to be easy, it was meant to be earned. And every time you push through, every time you fight back, you're earning something that no one can ever take away from you. Your pride, your purpose, your purpose. You've got to get to a point where you stop negotiating with your goals. Stop saying, I'll try. Stop saying, maybe tomorrow. Stop saying, it's not the right time. You don't get to decide when success happens. You decide when the work starts. You can't control how long it takes, but you can control how much effort you bring. You can't control the weather, the economy, or what other people say, but you can control your grind. You can control your attitude. You can control your focus. When I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings, people told me I'd never make it. They told me education wasn't for me. They told me I'd never speak on a stage, never inspire anyone. And every time they said that, I used it. I took every word of doubt and turned it into fuel. You've got to do the same. Don't get mad, get motivated. Don't argue, apply pressure. Don't prove them wrong with your mouth. Prove them wrong with your results. Every single day you wake up, life's going to test you. It's going to ask, how bad do you want it? And if your answer isn't a more than anything, then go back to sleep. Because this isn't for the half-hearted. This isn't for the lazy. This isn't for the ones who want to look like they're winning on social media. This is for the ones who bleed for it. This is for the ones who fall, break, crawl, and still get up swinging. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. When you stop needing validation. When you stop chasing approval. When you start living for purpose and not praise. That's when everything changes. Because purpose will wake you up when motivation is gone. Purpose will keep you focused when everything falls apart. Purpose will remind you that even if no one else believes in you, you still believe in you. They said you were too young. They said you were too old. They said you didn't have the money, the connections, the education, the background. Good. That means you've got to want it more. Because hunger doesn't care where you come from. It only cares how bad you want it. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You just need courage. You need that moment where you look in the mirror and say, I'm done being average. I'm done being comfortable. I'm done waiting. And once you make that decision, your life changes. Not because the world gets easier, but because you get stronger. You start to realize that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection, it's shaping. It's preparing you for what's next. Don't run from the pain. Learn from it. Don't curse your storm, think it. Because without the rain, there is no growth. Let me tell you something. You can't have a testimony without a test. You can't inspire others until you've been broken yourself. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness. They're proof you survived. You didn't quit when it got dark. You didn't fold when it got hard. You stayed when it would have been easier to walk away. That's strength. That's character. That's greatness. So what do you do now? You get up. You show up. You go again. You keep going until you get what you came for. You might be tired. You might be hurting. But you're not done. There's still fight left in you. There's still breath in your lungs. That means your story isn't over. That means you've still got time to prove them wrong. You've got to stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Your journey's yours. Your timing is yours. Stop measuring your work by somebody else's progress. Focus on your lane. Because the moment you stop looking at others and start investing in yourself, that's the moment everything changes. It's not the loudest person in the room who wins. It's the one who's willing to work in silence. While others are sleeping, you're studying. While others are playing, you're practicing. While others are posting, you're producing. That's how you separate yourself. That's how you rise. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let failure define you. Don't let people who gave up on their dreams talk you out of yours. You were not born to blend in. You were born to break through. You've got something inside you that the world hasn't seen yet. Don't die with your potential still locked inside. Open it. Unleash it. Every time you think about quitting, remember why you started. Remember who you were before the world told you to settle. Remember that kid who believed anything was possible. Go find that version of you again and fight for them. Fight for your dream. Fight for your purpose. Fight for your name. Because one day when you're standing at the top, when you've made it, you'll look back at everyone who doubted you. And you won't even need to say a word. Your success will speak louder than their opinions. Your grind will silence their gossip. Your results will prove your worth. And you'll realize it was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving to yourself that you could. So wake up. Lock in. Go get it. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. You owe yourself the life you dreamed about. You owe yourself the chance to be legendary. Because one day someone's going to hear your story. They're going to see your scars, your battles, your comeback. And it's going to give them hope. They're going to say, if they could do it, maybe I can too. That's impact. That's legacy. That's power. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are the lessons you learned, the strength you built, the courage you gained. You are living proof that it's possible to start over and win. So the next time someone doubts you, smile. The next time they say you can't, whisper back or watch me. The next time life knocks you down, stand up and say, is that all you got? Because you've been through worse and you're still here. You've got too much purpose to quit now. Too much destiny to waste. Too much fire to go cold. Prove them wrong by staying consistent. Prove them wrong by working harder. Prove them wrong by showing up when no one's watching. Prove them wrong by turning pain into power. Because at the end of the day, the only approval you need is your own. And when you finally get there, when you reach that mountaintop, don't forget the journey. Don't forget the nights you doubted, the days you struggled, the moments you almost gave up. Let them remind you of how far you've come. Let them remind you that you are not ordinary. You are unstoppable. You are proof that faith, grind, and hunger can rewrite any story. They thought it was over. They thought you'd quit after the first setback. They thought the storm would drown you, but what they didn't understand, what they still can't see, is that storms don't drown lions. They sharpen them. You proved them wrong once. But now the real test begins. Can you stay hungry after you've tasted a little victory? Can you stay disciplined after the pain starts to fade? Because the enemy of greatness isn't failure, it's comfort. Most people prove them wrong once and then relax. They start celebrating halfway up the mountain. They start taking pictures instead of taking steps. They start talking about success instead of building more of it. But not you. Not the one who came from nothing. Not the one who fought through nights with no sleep, days with no hope, and still showed up. You see, proving them wrong wasn't the finish line. It was the beginning. The beginning of a new level where the expectations rise, where the noise gets louder and the grind gets heavier. And that's where you separate yourself again. That's where you remind the world you didn't come this far to come this far. Everybody loves the highlight. Everybody loves the post. But what about the process? What about those mornings when you wake up and nothing feels right? The bills are stacked and the body's tired, the phone's silent. That's when champions are made. The pain you're running from, it's the same pain that's trying to shape you. You keep asking life to remove the challenge, but the challenge is the answer. Without resistance, there is no strength. Without struggle, there is no story. You say you want to be great. Then stop expecting it to feel good. Stop expecting it to make sense. Stop expecting people to clap for you while you're in construction. They can't see the blueprint in your head. They don't know the nights you've spent fighting yourself. You've got to get to a place where your grind is personal. Not for followers, not for likes, not for the doubters, but for that version of you that refused to give up when quitting would have been easier. Greatness costs. It costs sleep. It costs comfort. It costs people. Some of you are trying to hold on to everyone while climbing a mountain. You can't. Some people aren't built for altitude. They love you on the ground, but they can't breathe where you're going. Let them go. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand you. Your purpose isn't up for public approval. You were called, not consulted. And every time you feel alone, remember, that's what rare feels like. That's what chosen feels like. Diamonds don't form in crowds. They form under pressure. You are pressure built. You are storm tested. You are hunger fed. You can't have commit and expect full results. You can't give 50% and expect 100% return. You've got to decide either you're all in or you're out. Either you're going to spend your life making excuses or you're going to spend it making history. Look at every rejection, every failure, every door that slammed in your face. They weren't punishment, they were preparation. They built your resilience. They taught you patience. They trained you to stand alone. You want to be unstoppable? Then stop stopping. Stop taking breaks from your destiny. Stop checking if it's working every 5 minutes. Trust the process. Trust the grind. Trust that if you plant long enough, harvest will come. Close your eyes for a second. Picture the life you said you wanted. The car, the house, the peace, the freedom. Now realize none of that will show up by accident. It will show up because you refused to quit. Because you kept grinding when they stopped. Because you showed up when no one else did. That vision you keep seeing, it's not random, it's your assignment. It's your responsibility to bring it into existence. Don't you dare die with that dream still trapped inside of you. Don't you dare bury that gift under fear. The world needs what's in you. And I know it's hard. I know it feels unfair. I know you've cried more times than you've celebrated, but you're still here. You're still standing. That means the fight isn't over. And if it's not over, you can still win. Discipline is doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you set it in has left. Everybody's motivated on Monday. But what happens on Thursday when you're tired? What happens when the results don't show? That's when discipline steps in and says, I made a promise and I'm keeping it. Discipline is the bridge between the dream and the reality. It's waking up when the alarm goes off. It's studying when the world's asleep. It's saying no to pleasure so you can say yes to purpose. You think greatness feels good? It doesn't. It pays good. It feels like sacrifice. It tastes like loneliness. It sounds like silence. But one day, it looks like everything you ever prayed for. If you change your mind, you change your life. Because everything you see started as a thought. If you think you're defeated, you are. If you think you can't, you won't. But if you decide, really decide that nothing can stop you, then nothing will. Stop speaking failure over your future. Stop saying I'm tired. Stop saying I can't catch a break. Start saying I'm built for this. Start saying I'm getting stronger. Start saying it's my time. Your words are building your world. Every time you complain, you're adding bricks to your prison. Every time you speak faith, you're adding wings to your purpose. You might have been knocked down, but you're not knocked out. You might be broken, but you're not done. Every scar in your soul is a survival mark. Every tear you cried watered your roots. You didn't lose, you learned. You didn't fall, you grew. And you didn't fail, you became unbreakable. Let me remind you, everybody loves the victory, but nobody wants the valley. Yet it's the valley that deals the vision. It's the valley that teaches you what the mountain can't. You can't learn strength without struggle. You can't know light without darkness. So stop cursing your storm. Thank it. Because the same rain that hurts you is the same rain that grows you. One day you'll look back and realize that the pain didn't stop you. It built you. Every delay was direction. Every loss was protection. Every heartbreak was redirection. Life wasn't punishing you, it was positioning you. So stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? If you want to be successful, stop chasing comfort. Start chasing growth. Comfort kills more dreams than failure ever will. Comfort tells you you've done enough. Growth says you got more. Comfort whispers that you're safe. Growth shouts you're capable. Which voice will you listen to? You have to get obsessed with your future. You have to get consumed by your purpose. You have to wake up every day with a fire that says, today I'm proving them wrong again. Not because you're bitter, but because you're better. Because you're not done. Because you refuse to let your story end halfway. You can't afford to waste time explaining yourself to people who aren't building anything. You can't waste energy defending your dream to those who gave up on theirs. You can't waste focus on those who aren't on your level of hunger. Keep your head down. Keep your hands working. Let your success do the speaking. There's a version of you that the world hasn't met yet. A version that's disciplined, powerful, fearless. That version is waiting on one decision, the decision to keep going, the decision to show up one more day, the decision to take one more step when you feel like stopping. Success is on the other side of a one more rip, one more call, one more post, one more night of work. You're closer than you think. You're stronger than you feel. You're better than you believe. But you'll never find out unless you keep going. Don't you dare let temporary pain make you forget your permanent purpose. Don't you dare let doubt silence your drive. Don't you dare let fear rob you of your future. You've come too far to stop now. You bled too much to back down. You've survived too much to surrender. You've got one job, finish. Finish what you started. Finish what they said you couldn't. Finish what you promised yourself. Because there's no greater feeling than looking back at your journey and saying, I did it. I actually did it. So rise again, grind again, believe again. Keep proving them wrong, not just once, but every single day. Let your discipline be louder than their doubt. Let your results be your revenge. Let your purpose be your proof. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to make them believe in you. The goal is to make you believe in you. You've already come through the darkness. You've already fought through the fear. Now it's time to take everything you've learned, everything you've earned, and go higher. The world's waiting on your light. Don't dim it now. Prove them wrong again. Prove them wrong forever. They said you were lucky. They said it was time, and they said you just got a break. But they didn't see the nights you stayed up fighting the voice that told you to quit. They didn't see the mornings you woke up before the sun because the dream wouldn't let you sleep. They didn't see the hours you spent working while everyone else was laughing, resting, living easy. They saw the result, not the war behind it. But deep down, you know what it took. You know what it cost. You know how many times you had to rebuild yourself from nothing. And still, you rise. You rise because something in you refuses to die. That fire, it's not motivation anymore, it's survival. You've been through too much to stop here. Every time they counted you out, you came back stronger. Every time life tried to break you, you found another gear. You learn to move in silence, to grow in private, to let your pain speak through progress. You don't need validation anymore. You're not chasing applause, you're chasing purpose. Because once you've tasted your own power, you can't go back to weakness. The truth is, you're not supposed to have it easy. The world tests the ones it plans to trust with something great. That's why it hurts. That's why it feels lonely. You've been chosen for something bigger, and that path is not crowded. You'll lose people along the way. Friends who don't understand the grind. Family who doubt your dream. But that's okay. You're not here to be understood. You're here to build something that will outlive you. There will be days when the results don't show. When effort feels wasted. When you'll question if it's worth it. That's when you have to remember. Growth hides in silence. Progress is invisible until it isn't. Just because you can't see the seed break in the soil doesn't mean it's not growing roots. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work no one claps for. Because one day, the same people who ignored you will quote you. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can go. You've already seen what happens when you give up nothing. Now it's time to see what happens when you don't. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop overthinking. Start moving. Momentum doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. Every step, even a small one, moves you closer. You don't need to know the whole road. You just need to take the next step with faith. Remember, pressure doesn't destroy diamonds, it defines them. The fire you're walking through isn't meant to burn you. It's meant to reveal what's real. Most people run from pain. You've learned to run through it. Because you understand that every scar carries strength. Every failure taught you something comfort never could. You're not behind. You're being built. Every disappointment, every disappointment, every detour is part of your direction. So when the doubt creeps in, when your mind starts whispering that maybe it's too late, you remind yourself you've survived worse. You've walked through storms and came out shining. You've been tired before and still moved forward. You've been broken and still kept building. You've already proven that quitting isn't in your nature. So why stop now? Keep your eyes on the vision, not on the numbers. Not on who's watching. The dream doesn't need an audience, it needs action. You don't have to announce every move, just make it. You don't have to explain your purpose, just live it. You don't have to convince anyone you're destined, just keep becoming. Because in the end, consistency beats talent, patience beats spear. There will be moments you feel unseen. Don't let that fool you. Every step is being recorded by time. One day, it all makes sense. One day, everything connects. The late nights, the heartbreaks, the sacrifices. They'll all lead to that moment where it clicks, where it pays off, where it feels worth it. But that day only comes to those who don't quit. This isn't about being the best. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about mastering yourself, your habits, your thoughts, your focus. You win the battle in the mind before you win it in the world. Because if you can't control your emotions, your distractions will control you. Train your mind to stay locked in when everything tries to pull you away. Discipline isn't punishment, it's protection. It protects your goals from your impulses. And when it gets hard, and it will, you remind yourself that pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. You can heal from tired, you can recover from struggle. But you can't fix the feeling of what if I had given more? Don't let that become your story. Empty the tank, leave nothing behind. Because at the end of this road, when you look back, you won't remember the exhaustion, you'll remember the climb. You'll remember that you didn't fold when it got dark. You'll remember that you proved to yourself that you were capable of more than you ever imagined. So take a breath, straighten your back. The fight isn't over, it's just entering the next round. And you're ready for it. You were made for it. Every tear, every setback, every long night, it all brought you here. This is your time to rise again, to push harder, to go further, to become everything they said you couldn't. You've already come too far to turn around. Keep your heart strong, your vision clear, and your grind unstoppable. The world might not see you yet, but it will. Because greatness hides for a while before it roars. And when it does, they'll realize what you've known all along. You were never chasing success, you were becoming it.